This video is for everyone, including but not excluded to Overlord Master, and if you want to get your name in the jar of names, all you have to do is keep commenting on these videos, and if you can let me know what TV show I have referenced in this episode, please let me know. Some people in the world, as opposed to the moon, want to be artists in life, but I kind of see baking as art in a way, like cooking as well, and I think that is the key to life, you know, is seeing everything that you do as art, like so you enjoy it a lot more than what you would if you didn't. But that's getting a little bit too deep for a baking video, but today we're going to be making a classic white loaf. This is following a BBC Good Food recipe, and we're going to start off by telling you what you'll need. 500 grams of white flour, 1 packet of fast action dried yeast, 1 tablespoon of salt, although I will say, maybe not use as much as that, maybe use a little bit less, 350 millilitres of warm water, and sunflower oil. Step 1, add the flour, the yeast, and the salt into a bowl. Now remember, salt kills the yeast, so make sure you don't put it into direct contact. So what I do is I put one in one side of the bowl and the other in the other side of the bowl. Something my mum used to do with me and my cousin when we had an argument. But then you want to make a well in the centre of the bowl and add some water. Step 2, then you're slowly going to mix it all together to make a dough, adding a little bit more water in every so often. But once you've made a dough, take it out of the bowl and knead it for 10 minutes. I've put a bit of flour down because that's usually what you do for kneading. Step 3, oil a bowl with the sunflower oil, and then you're going to place the dough inside the bowl and cover it up and leave it to double in size. I think I waited about 30 minutes. Step 4, preheat the oven to 220 degrees. Then you're going to remove the dough from the oiled bowl and knock back the dough. This is where you just hit the dough a little bit, just slightly, not too much, just to rough it up, show it who's boss. And it's going to remove some of the air that's been gathered through the rise. Step 5, now you're going to take the dough and mould it into a rough rugby ball shape, or an American football, but I'm British, so I'm going to call it a rugby ball. And then you're going to place it in a tin, like a loaf tin, as this is a classic loaf, and then cover it for 30 minutes. Step 6, dust the risen dough with flour, and then bake it for 15 minutes, and then bake it for a further 190 degrees for 30 minutes, and then take it out and leave it to cool. And there is the classic white loaf. You see it's got a nice dome on there. It's like a dome of the Duomo. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Now the whole thing, the classic white loaf, it's quite nice. It's a little bit on the salty side. Like I said, probably shouldn't have used a tablespoon of salt. These recipes always say so much salt, add it into bread. But it's definitely not like the bread you buy in shops. But we've been through this before, basically. Because we have made something similar before. It was a cob loaf, if you remember. And I'm trying to work out what the difference is really. I don't know if it's because this one's in a tin, if that's the only difference, so that's just the shape. But this is very easy to make, but it's very relaxing as well at the same time. But if you can tell me what TV show I've referenced in this episode, please let me know. It's a little bit of a difficult one, but it is my favourite TV show at the moment. And the only other thing I can say now is to say that this video is now yours to do with as you wish. You can like it, you can share it, or you can invest in it like a Florentine banker.